Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Powerful Man Show. I am your host, Doug Holt, with my co-host, Tim, the Powerful Man Matthews. What's going down, brother?
Yeah, I'm doing very well. Like I just told you, my weights arrived today, which was nice. So the gym is taking shape. All the flooring's down, the mirror's up, the pull-up frames in there with the rings, the sauna, the weights, the bench, the sandbag. So I will never be a victim to COVID again. I'm planning for the next pandemic. You let it come around, it's not going to take me out of my fitness.
So many ways you can go with that. I'm going to leave that one alone. Awesome, man. I'm glad. I love seeing that you're walking the walk, right? You know, we teach this to the guys. So many people are out there talking about doing your morning routine, doing this, doing that, yet very few do. And it's been awesome to watch your journey as you've been waiting for your exercise equipment, getting your sauna in, so because of lockdown there, but you're still doing your body weight movements and you're getting a morning routine on point. Now you're just getting more tools in the tool belt, so to speak, more things to play with, which is awesome.
Yeah, it certainly is. I've missed doing like the heavy lifts. Been jealous as you've been doing the heavy lifts. I wish I could do heavy lifts. So now they've arrived, I can kind of do it. The heaviest dumbbells are 35 kilos. That's about what, 90 pounds or something. So I'll have
70,
2.2. Okay. Yeah. Well, so I could do a deadlift of about 140, obviously, with which is 70. Yeah, not really that heavy, but it's better than nothing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But anyway. Obviously, it was your birthday at the weekend.
Yes, it was.
I think you were. Don't be fooled by Doug's appearance, guys. It's kind of like Benjamin Button. It was his 60th birthday. As he ages, he gets younger. So, but how was it? How was your birthday?
Yeah, awesome. Sorry, if those guys watching this on YouTube can see, I have the sunlight coming right in this window I have right in front of me. So I keep adjusting and moving around, trying to. It's a good thing to have. I got almost too many windows in my man cave here. But my birthday was amazing. So, it was amazing. I'll tell you what I did going to the birthday, but it didn't used to be like that. So I got some reflection, what happened. And one of the reasons that we're creating this special group, which I'll talk about as well. It's a free group that we're putting on for the listeners that they can get into, depending on when you listen to this, but you want to get in it right away. But yeah, Tim, so what happened is I had an amazing time. And I'll tell you all about what went down. But as I was having an amazing time, I had that moment of reflection, that moment when you look back at the way things used to be in your life. Mm-hmm. Maybe for some guys, they can relate to this when, maybe now you're wealthy and you used to be poor or what have you. But for me, I was remembering back at a time when, my wife and I were going through our shit, really going through the rough patches. And I distinctly remember a birthday. And I was going back there and, you get to a certain age where you're not really as excited about your birthday, but you kind of are, right? You wake up and you have expectations. My wife and I weren't doing as well, right? We were going through the rough patch, as I said. And I remember not looking forward to my birthday. And I know she wasn't either. And you know how you can just tell when somebody just like, this is an obligatory thing that we have to do. And my birthday rolls around. And, happens to be on a weekend like this birthday. And that's probably why it triggered it for me, or one reason. And, get up in the morning. My wife and I, of course, we're sleeping next. We had a California king size bed. So a giant bed. She's literally on one end of the bed and I'm on the other. Right. And there's you could have fit two people in between us. And I realized man, we're right there close to each other. Both of us want to have sex, but just not with each other right now. Right. We were miles apart. And I remember getting up in that morning and I remember my wife going, "Yeah, do you want breakfast?" Well, yeah, I want breakfast, but it wasn't special. It was like, okay, I'll make you breakfast because it's your birthday. It was one of those situations. Nothing was planned. It wasn't like she went out, got my favorite foods, etc. And the reason that's important is this birthday I had today, right? Or this weekend, my wife went all out in the birthday sense she has. But that one, I remember, it just wasn't special. Like, it was kind of like, we have to do this. And there was nothing planned for the day. She didn't plan an event or anything. And we go big on birthdays. I should say that when we were dating, birthdays were, we would try to outdo the other person on who could do the most for the person's birthday. I mean, we went big. I'm talking trips, travel, surprises, friends flying in from around the world, the whole shebang, weekends. Like sometimes it was 3-4 days at different locations with different people hidden in hotel. Like we went big. And so this one, when we were really in the deepest, darkest places of our relationship, really where it felt like, kind of the idea the guys talk about, like having a roommate with a ring, there was nothing planned. And I ended up just doing my own thing, which, because I didn't plan anything, right? I didn't call my friends. I just remember going for a walk going, what the hell's going on? Why am I in this relationship? Is this worth continuing? Going through those reflective moments. And here it is, my birthday, right? A day to be celebrated. Before then, I had all my boys, all my friends calling me like, hey, let's go do something. Let's do this. Nah, we're not going to do anything, et cetera. And here I am, basically alone on my birthday, kind of by choice, right? I kind of put myself out there. Now, fast forward to this weekend. And thank you, by the way. So, Tim, you made a lot of this happen behind the scenes, which I didn't know. I woke up in the morning, my wife and I made love, right away. I mean, we still have a huge bed, but we're right next to each other, right? I don't like to be cuddled, so we do have some space. I'm like, get away to afterwards. But then we go right out, and now she's got all my favorite foods, like literally prepped. She went to the store, everything was prepped. There were foods hidden, right? Like treats. She made everything. So I wanted something healthier, right? So she made this amazing breakfast for me, right? Coffee, filling up my coffee whenever I had it, making sure it was warm enough. And then I don't know what's going on in the day. I just know that someone's coming over. She didn't have one, but she had 2 babysitters just in case for a backup. Like that's what happens today. So she takes me out. I don't know where we're going. I'm driving. She's just telling me where to go. We end up at the foot of the mountains, as you know, because you took care of this as well, which again, thank you. At an amazing restaurant overlooking, surrounded by snow-capped mountains on a lake, right? This amazing restaurant, eating together and just laughing and giggling and just talking about, our lives and how we're living this dream life. Now, again, remember, it wasn't long ago, relatively speaking, that we weren't even talking to each other. Now, here we are at this restaurant. That's why I was so reflective on this coming through. And then we have this amazing meal and just giggling. I don't know what's going on next. And she says, hey, look, let's go. We have an appointment. We have an appointment. That's okay. I'm thinking, okay, we're going to go get massages because she wants a massage, right? Obviously she wants a massage. She got me a massage. So we're going through there and we commit. We actually end up taking a 40-minute drive. Now, 10 years ago, that 40-minute drive would have been in silence, maybe some music, right? Hopefully, maybe a fight over the music. Maybe we would have been listening to a podcast, Tim, on relationships or something to try to bring us together because we both loved each other. We just couldn't figure it out. This one, no music. We are just chatting away, talking, having an amazing time, laughing. And we end up at this place. And you know where we go. My wife arranges for us to go axe throwing. Now it's becoming a bigger thing here in the States. I know it's not a big thing in the UK. I've talked to a couple of guys about it in the UK and they're like, what are you talking about? But you go in and essentially there's all kinds of beers. There's a bar there. And she had booked for an hour and a half, an amazing event for us to throw axes together. And, we had a couple of beers. We were laughing and joking. And I got pictures, which I'll throw up in the Facebook group for the guys that want to see it. But what a different journey, right? Here I am with the woman that I love, the woman that I married, and she's arranged this special day just for me. Because let's be real, she didn't want to go axe throwing. She had a great time, but she didn't want to go axe throwing. That's not her jam. I loved it. It's primal. We're out there just throwing that axe as hard as you can and getting the stick right in that wood once you figure out how to do it, right? The boom, that ability to stick it in, and having her go, hey, let me get you another beer. We're laughing and giggling. It's so infectious that people around us were watching us. We're that couple in a good way. Whereas 10 years ago, we were that couple because people would look at us and go, why are they sitting through a whole meal not talking? You know what I'm talking about. You've seen them at a restaurant where you're like, man, I never want to be those guys. And then slowly you drift into becoming those people. And then fast forward after doing the work and getting reactivated, coming through this. And man, I'm sitting there. I go to sip a beer because you have to go outside of this cage. Because you can imagine it's basically a retail space. There's cages up maybe 6 meters width, right? So about, was 18 feet, and then maybe 10 meters deep or a little bit more than that. And you're throwing these axes, and you've got to go outside of that cage in order to have a drink, have your beer. You can't bring it in the cage. And my wife's there, and she turns around and looks at me with this ear to ear smile and just this look of admiration and respect for me and the life that we've built, the work that I put in, right? Because I had to clean up my side of the street first. And it just totally hit me. It was in that moment that I reflected back to that previous birthday, where I was walking alone on the beach, going, is this even worth working on? Is this even worth me taking my time? Why should I have to work on me? And think about, why should I seek to better myself when she was the problem, right? The thing is, and that journey between that old birthday where I was by myself to this weekend, which was friggin' amazing, was the only thing that changed was me choosing to work on myself. That's the only thing that changed. And I was sitting there and quite honestly, just admiring myself, right? And I know I'm not supposed to say that from an ego standpoint, but really kind of like, dude, you did it. You stepped out. You didn't just talk about it. You didn't just think about it. You actually put your money and your time where your mouth is, and you did something about it. Now, we did a previous podcast on increasing your sexual market value. And back then, I ran a gym. I was really fit. I played competitive soccer, at an older age. So I had to be fit to play with the young bucks, right? So I was playing with guys right out of college and some playing pro 10 years younger than me. And I was starting over them. So the physical game was there. It was the internal game that caused me to get deactivated, right? I was running multiple companies. So on paper, I had all the check marks, man. But the difference was the inner game. So, when I look at back that with reflection and just what we've been able to build and do that. And I look at this last weekend celebrating my birthday with my family and how amazing it was. 2 days filled with just love, joy, and honoring me, right? The second day, my wife comes up. So that was Saturday. Sunday comes up. Wife does the same thing. We got breakfast. It was amazing. She got all my favorite meals and snacks. And she said, I got the kids. You do whatever it is you want. This is your day, and not from a place where she didn't plan anything, but from a place of just honoring me. She's like, you work so hard for our family. You've done so much. You're the leader of the family. You get to recharge your batteries. Do you need a massage? Let me know. What you want to watch? You want to binge Netflix? You do it, right? I got all the responsibilities of the family. I got everything taken care of. I just want you to fill your cup. And talk about being seen as a man, as a provider, and being treated like a king. Like that is a totally different flip. That is a 180 coming back. So, man, my birthday was amazing. I talked to you on my birthday, obviously. I appreciate the call and helping set things up. That was really generous of you in doing so. And just, it was really fun in getting that all done. But man, when I really look back at the reflection and coming from where we used to be to where we are today, it was amazing. And that's why, I talked to you and I was like, dude, we got to do something for these guys. We got to do something. And guys, if you're listening to this, we decided to put together a group. It's totally free, right? It's only going to be 3 weeks. It's how to seduce your wife in 60 seconds or less. Because literally I figured out how to do it in my relationship in 60 seconds or less. And we want you guys to have that change too. So this is for the Doug 1.0s out there. I love you guys, and I want to make sure you guys are having the same situation.
Kind of curious. Why can't you get it down to 58 seconds?
58 seconds. Working on it, man. But yeah.
Playing small, Doug. 60 seconds is too long. I've got it down to 57.
Well, you know what it is, Tim? We talk about the scales, right? And the reason we talk about the scales is this weekend, my wife are stacking the scales in the good experiences, the good memories. We didn't sit there and reminisce about the bad things that happened, the things I did, the things she did, the things I didn't do, the things she didn't do, right? We weren't worried about, that's what therapy does, right? The reason therapy doesn't work for most of the men we work with is because it's like driving your car in the rearview mirror. You're looking back. My point of reflection was a point of clarity on the weekend. It wasn't from reflecting on the past as much as it was like, oh my gosh, like this is the marriage I dreamed about when I got married. I'm living it versus this is the nightmare that you see in movies that you swear you're never going to become that married couple. And it's a big difference. And so, yeah, getting it to 60 seconds, seducing your wife in 60 seconds is part of that journey. And I and we and the rest of the guys, when I shared it with them, we want other men to be able to experience this, right? Other men to be able to have this in your life. We're doing this completely free. It's going to be in a private group. In order to get in, you do have to go over to the Powerful Man Facebook group, get accepted into that group, right? That's also a free group. It's not what I'm talking about here, right? And just there's going to be a post by the time this goes out, and just type in the word seduce, right? That's going to be the way. And the only reason we're having guys do that is so somebody can get your name and say, hey, great, here's a link to the group. The group is only going to be going for 3 weeks. Once it's done, right? And the reason we're doing that is because we have found over the years, and I was so guilty of this, man, is I used to go from podcast to podcast to course to course to book and not take action. So we're giving guys a defined period of time where they're going to get coaching by me, and the other coaches will be in there too, on exactly what to do, exactly how to do it so they can get the result. And if you don't take action, you're out of the group, right? We want guys that are committed to doing this, guys that are like, I'm ready for a change, right? And this is going to be their first entree, their first start into actually getting these results that they deserve, right? Getting it back.
I think it's worth mentioning as well. I think one of the things you guys are going to learn in this group, you may be listening and thinking 60 seconds, come on, that's just unbelievable. The thing is, when you learn the dynamics and what you can really do, the fact of the matter is, it's so easy to make it happen within 60 seconds because it's kind of like, think of it this way, like a fire, right? To get a fire going in the beginning, it takes a little bit of work. You got to put the kindling down. You depend on how you like the fire, but kindling down, maybe something to get the kindling going, put a few logs on, take care of it. But then once the fire's burning, all you got to really do is add a log every now and then. And it keeps, the heat that's already there keeps the fire going, right? And, I imagine that, just imagine that as you guys think about 60 seconds. How is that possible? Once you get that fire burning, you know what to do, and it becomes much easier to stoke it.
Yeah, guys, we're gonna go and do exactly how to do it. I mean, it's gonna be a step-by-step process for the guys. Again, it's free. There's no strings attached or anything like that. And then a shout out to a lot of the guys that listen to the podcast reached out to me through various channels on LinkedIn and Facebook and what have you. And thank you so much, guys. It's hard for me to get back to all those messages. So I apologize if I haven't gotten back to you personally. I definitely will do my best to do that to everybody, but I greatly appreciate it. It means a lot to me. Obviously Tim and I spend our time, doing this for you guys and getting it out there. So hopefully you're getting value as well. So guys, if you're interested in it, go over to the Facebook group, just search for The Powerful Man. There's a group there. There's, I don't know, Tim, 3 questions you get asked, and then we let in. It's only for business owners. It's just the guys that we work with are business owners. I'm a business owner. It works for me. So I know the different issues that business owners face that, most guys that aren't business owners don't. There's just different things going on there. There's no disrespect to anybody else. We want you guys to get the results too. But this is specifically for business owners. And I'm just going to show you step by step how I do it, right? In 60 seconds or less, how to seduce your wife and get her there. And it's an amazing thing, and it works really well. And as Tim said, it's stoking the fire. And we'll go into the step by step process on how that's done. So make sure you go over to that Facebook group, do it. If you're watching this on a replay, like you haven't got this when it came out, I apologize if the group's already closed, guys. We're closing it. It's a tight-knit group. It's a very step-by-step process that we do because we know that process works. We're just not going to be able to let guys in after that time period. And I know some of you guys who've missed the last one that we did for free were a little bummed on that. But if you've been through it, then you know exactly what kind of results that happen. So Tim, again, thank you for the birthday wishes, and it was really great being able to do that and being able to reflect and take the time to think about the journey, right? The journey from what felt like hell, really, to what it feels like now is almost unbelievable. Pinch yourself type lifestyle. And so much so that we're actually going to put a little area to throw axes on our property. So next time you come to the States, we'll have it out there for you. We'll have a couple throwing axes and we'll go out there and maybe even have a beer and throw some axes.
As long as that guy's not there, doesn't cut his toenails that you spoke about in the episode. But yeah, look, dude, you deserved it. It's an honor and a pleasure to be able to do that for you with the woman that you love. And she certainly, obviously what you don't know is like, hey, I want to do something for Doug's birthday. Do you got any plans? Well, funny you should say that. So yeah, she completely, she even directed me on it. So yeah, I love that you're getting honored in that way. You fully deserve it. For the man that you are and all the work that you do. And just I don't need to go into all the reasons, but I'm glad you enjoyed it. So yeah, good for you.
Thanks, brother. Thanks. Well, gentlemen, that's a wrap for us at the Powerful Man Show. As always, take action. Don't be like the old me and just go from podcast to podcast. Come up with 1 or 2 insights you guys have here and just take massive action now, right? If you're on the road, you're driving, leave yourself a voice note. If you're at the gym, schedule something in your calendar right now. You have the ability to do it. It's up to you to take the action. Guys, we'll see you next time on the Powerful Man Show.